Hello friends, this video on alternating currents part 12 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Please make sure that you have watched all the videos till part 11 before going ahead with part 12. Go ahead and look at power associated with a capacitor. So here also we will follow the same technique as we did for inductor as well as resistor. So what was our applied voltage? It was V is equal to Vm sine omega t. And what was the current associated with the capacitor? It was Im sine omega t plus pi by 2. Therefore we can say that the instantaneous power denoted by a small p will be equal to the product of the instantaneous voltage and instantaneous current. So this will be equal to Vmim sine omega t into sine omega t plus pi by 2. So this is my instantaneous power. So what would be the average power over one complete cycle? Average power capital T would be equal to 1 by T integration of P dt from 0 to time period capital T. So this will be equal to 1 by T integration of Vmim sine omega t into sine omega t plus pi by 2 dt. So this can be written as Vmim divided by t integration of sine omega t and sine omega t plus pi by 2. We can write sine omega t plus pi by 2 as cos omega t. So this would be sine omega t cos omega t dt. Now we can write this as integration of sine theta cos theta would be sine 2 theta divided by 2. That means sine 2 omega t divided by 2 dt from 0 to capital T, right? So we can write this as equal to Vmim divided by 2t into minus cos 2 omega t divided by 2 omega from 0 to t. So this will be equal to Vmim divided by 4t omega into minus cos 2 omega t plus cos 0 is 1. So this is 1. Now this omega t can be written as 2 pi. Omega t can be replaced with 2 pi because we know that omega is equal to 2 pi by t. So this we can write it as Vmim divided by 4t omega into minus cos 4 pi plus 1. Now what is the value of cos 4 pi? Cos 4 pi is equal to 1. So this will be equal to Vmim divided by 4t omega into minus 1 plus 1, which comes out to be 0. And now this is the average power associated with a capacitor. So we can say that the average power associated to a capacitor over one cycle is 0. That is, average power supplied to a capacitor over one complete cycle is 0. So in this respect, the capacitor behaves in a similar way to the inductor, because in case of inductor also we saw that the average power over one complete cycle was 0. Right? So only in case of resistor, the average power associated over one cycle was non-zero and was equal to I square R, where I represented the RMS value of alternating current. Right? So once we have now studied the power associated with capacitor, it is time that we look at the phasor diagram representing the current voltage relationship for a capacitive circuit. So if you look at this diagram, you can see that first we have plotted the phasor for voltage as we do for all the circuits. Now the current phasor is ahead of the voltage phasor by pi by 2. When we were plotting the inductive circuit, that time the current was behind voltage. That's why the current was plotted like this because it was behind voltage, but now the current is ahead of voltage, therefore the current is plotted pi by 2 ahead of voltage. So I hope now you are understanding that how do we represent current voltage relationship with the help of phasor diagrams. Just try to plot these phasor diagrams yourself so that you can understand things better. So now that we have reached towards the end of discussing the basic AC circuits, that is, we discussed a resistive circuit, we discussed a capacitive circuit, we discussed an inductive circuit, and we saw that how an applied alternating voltage affect each of them. So now it is time that we discuss a little more complicated AC circuits where we will have combination of resistor, inductor and capacitor. Thank you. Please visit examfear.com to watch free educational videos, try free online tests, get the best quality study materials, study from the best tutors and mentors, and much more. Thank you once again.